Now we are going to understand about create statement versus prepare statement. Like statement versus prepared statement. So when do you go for statement, when do you go for prepare statement? So before that, we'll try to understand one example with a statement. Then we'll understand the difference between statement and prepare statement. Okay, let's try now. So I'm directly creating one example. So I'm using same project, but I'm taking a different different class. So where is it? Class and objects, JDBC example, right? So here itself, or okay, we'll take new project so that you will understand how to add the driver and other things. Okay, so right click here, new Java project. Please stop me if you are not understanding anything. Okay, somewhere if you block, so you just stop me and we'll try to clarify and we'll move on. So project name I'm giving like create statement example. Statement example. Let's create the project, expand it, so delete this module file and right click on the src, create two packages, new. So instead of that you can create class. So here in this pop-up we have package and then class both available, so that you can use this one single pop-up. So com dot organization dot example create statement example dot DAO, right, data access object. So name will be create statement example. Okay, it won't have any main method. Let's try with test class, new class. So test class, yeah, so we'll get test with main method. So we'll get test this one problem. This is the test method. Okay, let's try. So same steps. I'm trying to create one method now. Public. Why public? Because of I need to call this method from test class, so that I am using public access modifier, so that anywhere we can access this method. Public void, I don't want to return anything, so that I am taking void. Void is a return type, and something like insert student. Maybe same method I am using. So here, let's try now. So first in template, right? Try catch block, inside the catch exception e dot print stack trace, right? So inside the try block our actual code will, we need to write. So first one, driver loading. So how can I do that? So class start for name. What is the driver name? Oracle dot JDBC dot driver dot Oracle driver, right? Check these spelling mistakes, guys. If you find any spelling mistake, please let me know, so we'll correct. So then connection establishment. So connection, which is coming from SQL package interface, connection con is equals to driver manager is the class which is coming from java.sql. So we have a static method get connection. So here we are going to pass our connectivity URL. So if you want, you can take here everything like string driver name, better standards follow. So let's do example choosing that. So now we have some other level, okay, some better standards. So take this one and add it here. Okay, same string db host or database host or URL, database host URL, whatever. Okay, so what is the URL? JDBC colon Oracle colon thin colon at localhost colon 1521 colon express edition. So you can take this db host and add as a parameter, one parameter, then string username is equals to, username will be batch 7, string password is equals to batch 7. Okay, I declared all the variables here. Okay, so if you want to make constants, you can create as a global variables if you want. Okay, yeah, that is better actually. You can take this if you want. Instead of local variables, create global variables as a constants. What is the constant syntax? Private static final string driver name, driver underscore name. Same here. db host user name or db username, whatever, password. Okay, all are constants. Nice. So take this driver name and add it here, and then here db host, right? db host comma password comma, sorry, before that username, right? So here username comma password, right? Now statement creation. So I am trying to create statement now, not prepare statement, statement. So I need a query. Okay, statement statement, you can import it. Okay, statement st is equals to connection dot create statement. Statement correct only, right? Spelling mistake. Statement, guys, don't confuse here. This is the java.beans. This is not the correct one. Java.sql pack, this is the correct one. Interface, second one. Okay, statement st is equals to connection dot, the method is create statement, conn dot create statement is a method. Okay, we don't pass any argument inside this create statement. Okay, so empty method we need to pass here by creating a statement object. So then when we are going to pass SQL query, so at execution step we need to pass here. For example, see st dot, for example, since it is insert query, we are using execute update. See these methods, execute update with string SQL argument, it is accepting string SQL. Okay, so if you use statement object while executing, you need to pass the SQL query. If you use prepare statement while creating prepare statement itself, you can pass the query. Okay, so this is the thing. So here you need to pass SQL query. I am writing SQL query here, private static final string insert student is equals to insert into student values of 503 Vinay Angular, something like this. Okay, same query is same static query. Then I am passing this query here, execute update. So which is written, execute update will return, and you see here integer is the return type. Okay, so that it can hold int I, and then check if I is greater than 0, sys out insertion completed or successfully inserted, whatever, else insertion failed. So this is the code, simple code. Let's save this and execute this method from test class. So here create statement example, right? Create the object, create statement example, something example is equals to new create statement example. So example dot, what is the method? Insert student, right? Save this. So before that, just open table, sorry, select star from student. So we have only 501. Okay, so I'm trying to insert 503. Let's see now. So we'll get one error now. Can anyone try? Which error we are going to expect now? If I try to execute this, so it is giving one error. Okay, let's see. Class not found exception. So why? Check here. Error check చేయండి ఒకసారి చెక్ చేసి what is the problem here. Sorry, someone tried to speak but I'm not able to hear. Try again.
ఆ ఒక్క ప్రాజెక్ట్ కి మనం పాత్ ఇన్సర్ట్ చేయలేదు కదా సార్.
డ్రైవర్ అనేది లోడ్ చేయలేదు అన్నమాట. డ్రైవర్ అనేది క్లాస్ పాత్ లో వేయలేదు. సో దట్ we are getting this error. Okay, so we need to add JDBC 14.jar file. So we need to keep inside the class path of the project. Okay, let's see. So how can I do that? How can I add a jar file like our jar file? Right click on the project, build path, configure build path. So select the class path under the libraries tab. So go to add external jars. So navigate into your driver wherever you keep in your system. Then select the jar file OJDBC 14. Hit open so that it is placed here and click apply and close. Right. Now execute it. Run as Java application. You will get insertion completed. Okay, here it is. So this is about insertion and create statement. So now I am trying to insert the values as dynamic. So second approach. So instead of hard coding here, okay, I am trying to insert through method arguments. Okay, we'll see work or not. So int student id, string username, sorry, name, string course. Okay, I'm taking this one. So instead of this one, I'm commented here. So take this entire query and placed here itself. Okay, so here id, I need to pass id, control C, plus concatenation, guys. Here close and here open. Here I am passing id. Okay, then so this one, right? So again, instead of Vinay, I need to pass name here inside this. So plus, so here I am passing Vinay variable. So I need to break quotations, right? So before plus I need to close this and I need to open after plus. That's all. Sorry, not Vinay, name. right? Then Angular also, course also I need to pass here, Angular, right? So instead of Angular I'm adding course, but this is the variable, so that I need to close till here query, and I'm plus appending this variable, then again plus I need to open quotation here, double quotes. Yes, this is the query with the dynamic data. Okay, so this data we need to send from test class. Got it, right? కొంచెం కన్ఫ్యూజన్ గా ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఒకసారి చూస్తే డబుల్ కోట్స్ లో మనం ఓపెన్ చేసి క్లోజ్ చేసి ప్లస్ పెట్టుకుంటే కన్కాటినేట్ చేసుకుంటే వెళ్ళడమే సింపుల్ గా. లెట్స్ సేవ్ దిస్. సో go to test. So here we need to pass the variables. If you want, you can take from scanner also, no problem. Okay, insert student 504, or you can take variables int id is equals to 504, or you can read from scanner. Okay, string name is equals to something like Sridhar. Come on, Sridhar. Next string course is equals to Java. So I'm trying to pass these three variables as part of insert student method, name and then course, right? Let's try to execute now. Run as Java application. So insertion completed. So yeah, we'll verify database. Okay, 504 Sridhar. So this is the static data. Like if you try to insert a dynamic data, you need to use like this concatenation directly. Okay now, but if you use like this, we have lot of many problems. If you try to use this one, we have lot of problems. I will try to provide you the problems also. I will try to list it down to overcome. Okay, let's try to write, because of since it is an insert query, I'm not demonstrate how we are. We have one problem, SQL injection. Yeah, since it, if it is a select query, then I will demonstrate about the problem. But let's see. Same way, this is the dynamic data. Okay, create statement, static query చూసాం. స్టాటిక్ క్వరీలో క్రియేట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ విత్ డైనమిక్ క్వరీ అనేది చూసాం. ఇప్పుడు డైనమిక్ క్వరీ అనేది ఇలా జనరేట్ అవుతుంది, బట్ వీ నీడ్ టు యాడ్ వాల్యూస్ యాజ్ లైక్ అపెండింగ్, string appending. Okay, so this is the dynamic query by using statement. So if you try to use like prepare statement instead of this one, see how it will be. I'm commenting this one. Okay, so instead of statement, I'm going to use prepare statement now. Prepare statement with dynamic query. So how can you do that? First create object of prepare statement. Prepare statement ps is equals to connection dot prepare statement. Okay, here we need to pass SQL. So let me pass this insert student. Okay, we have these things. Okay, so insert student, right? So I'm passing here insert student. See carefully here, insert student, it is hard coded. Okay, but the values is coming from test class as a method arguments. I need to set these values here, so that in prepare statement we have like wonderful concept called placeholders, right? Placeholder can be like look like question marks. Okay, so first one is the question mark, second argument also you can add question mark, and then third argument also you can add question mark, right? This is the first column, second column, third column, placeholders. Okay, some empty places, placeholders. We need to set id to first question mark, we need to set name to second question mark, we need to set course to third question mark. It means third column. How can we set? Next step. Okay, so we added dynamic query here without adding any static data. We just placed as question marks like placeholders. Okay, now the value is coming through like method parameters. So we need to set this method parameters to these placeholders. How can we do that? Just observe carefully. This is the most important, guys. So we have PS, prepare statement. So insert student is the empty query, like placeholders query. So we need set the data to placeholders. How can you set? PS dot setter methods. First question mark we need to set. First question mark in the sense first column. What is the first column? Student ID. What is the type of the student ID? What is the type of the student? Student ID.
Integer.
Integer. So that same number, right? Number here data, what we call this in Java, we call as an integer. So ps dot set method set int. If it is a string, set string. If it is a double, set double. If it is a float, set float. Something like this. Set long, whatever. Okay. So we have, for example, if you can see how many methods we have. PS dot set. If you can observe, set array, set big decimal, set blob, set blobs, and then set byte, set character string, set club. Same way, set date. And then double, set double. If it is a double column, double data type, you can use set double like this. Okay. Set float, set int. If it is an integer number data type, you can use set int like the set long. So lot of things, lot of methods we have based on the data type. Since our ID is integer, like our column student ID is integer like number, then we are using set int method. Set int brackets. So it is accepting two parameters. First one is the number of the like index of the question mark or column placeholder. What is the index? 0th index or first index, not 0. Here is the first question mark, right? So that we need to pass first question mark to which value? This ID value. Okay. Set int. So here int parameter index. First one is int parameter index. Second one is the actual value. Two arguments. So first means what is the first here? 1. 1 represents the index of the placeholder. Okay, so we need to pass this ID to index like student ID column. Student ID column placeholder is this one, first one. So that I am adding 1 here. So first question mark, it is replaced with this ID value. Okay, same way second one. PS dot, let's say second one. What is the second one? Second question mark in table. Second column. What is the second column? Student name, right? Which type? Student name is the type of string. So which method I need to use? Set string. Okay, set string. So second question mark, and then here I need to pass name variable. Name. Same way. PS dot set string, third question mark, and then quotes variable. Enough. This is the setting. Dynamic setting. Values. Okay. Then I am executing now. PS dot execute update, and then it returns I value like integer value. That's all. I replaced this content. So this is the dynamic query. You can use statement. So if you use like prepare statement, we have a concept called placeholders concept, so that we can use like this. Okay, let's save this. So అర్థమైంది? ఏదైనా డౌట్ ఉందా చూడండి ఒకసారి. స్ట్రైట్ ఫార్వర్డ్, రైట్? Dynamic setting. Okay, clear? Clear or not clear? Or any doubts? ఇది ఒకటే కదండి కొత్తగా మనం నేర్చుకుంది. This is only the new thing. Clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah. So now execute this. So 505. Something like Lata. Stack. Save this and execute this. Run as Java application. So insertion completed. So 505 is inserted successfully. Right. So we saw dynamic queries. Now dynamic queries as part of like statement and prepare statement, both we understand now how to write dynamic queries. So this is the dynamic query logic. If you want, I will write it here for reference. Statement, for statement we are using like this. And then for prepare statement we have, this is the syntax. The query will be like this. Okay, placeholders we are using here. So this is the two ways: prepare statement, statement, dynamic queries. So what is the difference between both? Are doing same operation, right? So what is the main difference between these two statements? So which one is the recommended one, which is not recommended to use? Okay, let's see a few points here. Difference between statement and prepare statement. So as part of first one, as part of query execution. So if you see query execution side, so statement I can mention as a st, prepare statement pt I can mention as a pt or ps. Okay, so statement, so SQL queries directly executes. So whatever, okay, it executes directly, executes SQL queries directly. I will explain you, no problem. So whereas in prepare statement PS, if you use prepare statement, so here pre-compilation is there. Pre-compile SQL queries for repeated execution. What is meant by repeated execution and pre-compilation? Let's see. We have this one. Okay, so I'm trying to execute this multiple times. So I'm trying to 505 inserted, then 506, and I'm running again, and then so lot of like multiple times I'm executing or if you try like for loop and try to execute multiple times, so that the same query will execute 10 times. For example, if you try to loop the 10 times, this entire logic will execute 10 times, right? So 10 records will insert inside the database. At that time, so this every time this insert query, whatever the query we are writing here, this query will execute like from starting to executes directly. It means how can we say, okay, it executes. But whereas in prepare statement only one time pre-compilation available. So ఒకసారి కంపైల్ చేసేసి పెట్టేసుకుంటుంది, like cache లో ఉంటుంది అనమాట. So no need to compile again. Okay, compile and execution, two steps we have. For example, like in prepare statement side, it compiles first, pre-compile and ready for execution. How many times? For example, only one time it is compiles, and 10 times automatically it uses like same compilation skeleton. Whereas in statement, the same, if you try to loop 10 times, each time compilation happen, 10 times compilation happen. Whereas in prepare statement, only one time pre-compilation, pre-compile the query, and just using the like query will execute it directly instead of like multiple times compilation. Okay, so whereas in statement, it is every time it is compiled and executed. Whereas in prepare statement, so we have like pre-compilation option. So pre-compiles SQL queries for repeated execution. So multiple times if you try to execute, so it is just pre-compiled and just inserted, execute the query as part of the compilation. Okay, so this is about the first one. So query execution perspective. Okay, pre-compilation is a special feature in prepare statement. If you can see another one, perform inside, if you can discuss about it. Perform inside, which one is the better performance? Okay, yeah, performance. So performance perspective, so we have statement. So statement side, it's slower for repeated queries because of compulse every time. It is slower for repeated or multiple queries or repeated queries. Repeated query execution. Because of, what is the reason here? Every time it compiles. So compiles every time. Okay, so that here we have already pre-compilation step available, so that it is little bit speed and compared with statement. So it is faster for same repeated query execution because of we have pre-compiled and cached pre-compiled and cache it. సో ప్రీ కంపైల్ చేసేసి ఒకసారి కంపైల్ చేసి క్యాష్లో పెట్టేసుకుంటుంది, ఒక స్టోరేజ్ లొకేషన్లో పెట్టేసుకుంటుంది ఆ స్కెలిటన్ని. సో దాన్ని యూజ్ చేసుకుంటుంది అనమాట. బట్ ఈ క్వరీలో ప్రతిసారి కంపైల్ చేసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేయాలన్నమాట. బట్ ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది. సో కంపైల్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు, ఒకసారి ప్రీ కంపైలేషన్ అనేది జరిగిపోయి ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి. సో మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ మీరు క్వరీ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసేటప్పుడు సో మీకు ఆ స్కెలిటన్ యూజ్ చేసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తుంది అనమాట డైరెక్ట్గా. సో మల్టిపుల్ టైమ్స్ కంపైల్ అయితే చేయదు. సో దట్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ వైజ్ ప్రిపేర్ స్టేట్మెంట్ ఇస్ ద better again. Then we have wonderful concept, so that we can hack the system by using SQL injection. So I don't want to explain about the SQL injection now. Most probably I will try to create one workshop type end-to-end example. So I will provide you as a video so that you can go through it. Okay, SQL injection, how to hack the website. Okay, how to hack the website if you don't know about the username or password. You only know username, you don't know about password. So how to hack the web application, how to hack the website. Okay, I will create an entire video step by step process. So so if you create a web application, you need to mind it about this hacking. Okay, so I will try to create that. I don't want to explain now. So it's having a lot of steps we have. So for security and hacking purpose, I will create one end-to-end video I will provide you. Okay, so SQL injection. So this is the hacking method. One is the hacking mechanism, SQL injection. So like statement, if you use statement, it is high risky. Okay, so because of why we are directly concatenates values in query itself, right? That is what we saw here. We are directly concatenated as like queries itself. Okay, this is the problem. This is the causing to SQL injection. Okay, like hacking the database, hacking the data. Okay, so I will show you the real-time example how to hack by using SQL injection if you use statement. Okay, so I will try to provide you the video, or I will try to provide a workshop for it. Right. So this is the high risky since we are concatenating values in query itself. So whereas in prepare statement we have placeholders, so it is having like lower risk because of uses placeholders and parameter binding. What is our placeholders here? You already know, right? Placeholders means question marks, and parameter binding here we are binding dynamically. Okay, Java entire thing, everything is a Java perspective లో జరుగుతుంది ఇక్కడ. బట్ ఇక్కడ క్వరీ పర్స్పెక్టివ్ లో జరుగుతుంది బైండింగ్ అనేది, అందుకని ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం వస్తుంది. బట్ ఇక్కడ వచ్చేసి జావా పర్స్పెక్టివ్ లో జరుగుతుంది, క్వరీకి సంబంధం లేదు. క్వరీలో జస్ట్ క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్స్ పెట్టేసాం. సో ఎవ్రీథింగ్ ఇన్ జావా లాంగ్వేజ్ లో మనం సెట్ చేస్తున్నాం కాబట్టి మోర్ సెక్యూర్ అండ్ కంపేర్డ్ విత్ స్టేట్మెంట్. ఓకే, ఫర్ SQL ఇంజెక్షన్. So as part of the a lot of differences we have as part of the parameter handling, or actually we discussed here, but if you can write it here. Statement, as part of the statement, so what we need to do, so manual concatenation is required. Manual concatenation. Okay, same query we are using concatenation like this, but whereas in prepare statement we are using like placeholders like question marks and setter methods, and using setter methods for setting the parameters. Okay, these are the two differences. and then when compared with like usage. So this is the important, when do you use statement, when do you use prepare statement? Okay, uses. So statement, if we can use statement, if your query, if your requirement is static query execution, for example, only one time, you want to execute, like create a table you need to create. Okay, this is the first time, right? If you try to execute, create a table query multiple times, you will get error because of duplicate tables it's showing. So at that time, if you are like executes only one time with static query, then you can go for create statement. There is no problem with single static query. Okay, there is no concatenation happen, so that you can use statement, so which is suitable for single use queries. Okay, so whereas in prepare statement, which is suitable for, okay, suitable for repeated, whatever we are working now. So repeated queries and batch updates. Batch updates means multiple times we need to execute the data. Okay, so at that time prepare statement is suitable. So anyhow, not recommended to use statement because of we have lot of options here, but ఒక్క దాంట్లో కానీ ఇది విన్ అవ్వలేదు కదా statement అనేది. So even if it is a single user queries, you can use prepare statement. What is the problem? No problem, right? You can use prepare statement. So statement is a not recommended one. Then batch execution, we have batch execution in the sense multiple. For example, we have one text file or CSV file. It is having lot of records, okay, lot of data. So we need to write a program, we need to parse or we need to scan the document, scan the text file. So we need to get the data, and every record will we need to insert into table. So that, for example, 100 records available in text file, so we need to parse 100 data, 100 records. So we need to iterate through loop. So 100 times we need to iterate and execute the same query. That is called batch updates or batch insertion. So that is called batch processing. Okay, so if it is a batch processing, you can use prepare statement. That is the recommended. Got it? So these are all the differences about create statement and prepare statement. Got it? So this class we covered dynamic queries. So dynamic queries is part of statement, dynamic queries is part of prepare statement, and actual differences, and like when do you go for statement, when do you go for prepare statement.